I would like to talk to you about 6 common mistakes that are made when a tree is planted that really contribute to a decline in the health of the tree, that make the tree unsustainable, and then ultimately lead to a poor overall result. First is the wrong plant in the wrong place. Second is digging the hole too deep and planting the tree below grade. Third is not removing, circling, and girdling roots before the tree is planted in the hole. Fourth is not digging the hole wide enough. Fifth is overmulching the tree or burying the trunk flare. Sixth is not having a good watering practice. So one of the biggest problems with new tree planting, you need to select the right species and put it in the right space. If you don't do that, you're not going to be set up for success. One of the most important things is to consider the mature size of the tree. What kind of sun requirements does the tree have? What kind of water requirements does it have? What kind of soil do I have? If you don't have the right species selected for the conditions that are in the space you want to put the tree, then you might want to reconsider your selection. So often trees that are grown in nursery containers get repotted over and over and over. As the tree grows in size, it has to get in a bigger nursery pot. And the soil grade level slowly rises to where it starts to cover the trunk of that tree. That trunk tissue is very important. It's called the flare of the tree. And what that soil does is it acts like a mulch that actually holds water and moisture up against that trunk tissue. Problem is that trunk tissue is not adapted to staying wet for long periods of time. It needs to be open and exposed so that it can air out. So if your hole's not wide enough, the roots are going to hit more firm soil as they try to grow out from the root ball. And that physical impediment is going to slow the spread of those roots. If you dig the hole wider by 2 to 3 times the width of the root ball, then when you backfill that soil, it's going to be more porous, it's going to be softer, and the roots are going to have an easier time establishing into that disturbed soil. So a girdling root is a root that comes out from the trunk of the tree and starts to circle around where it constricts the flow of water and nutrients going up the stem, and it restricts the flow of sugars that the leaves create going down the stem. If you use a nice sharp tool and you put a good clean cut on those roots, then it stimulates that root to sprout. And when that root sprouts, the root forgets that circular growth habit and it grows radially away from the trunk like it's supposed to. So when a tree is planted too deeply in the ground, you have a layer of soil or too much mulch over the top of that root ball, it acts as an impediment to the oxygen getting down to the roots. Roots undergo respiration. Respiration is taking in oxygen and giving off carbon dioxide. And if there's an impediment to the air getting down to those roots, then those roots aren't getting the oxygen that they need, and it's going to create a lot of stress for that tree. So watering is a major problem for a lot of new trees, especially in hot Texas summers. You can't water your tree every day or you might overwater it. We get often asked, how many times a day should I water my tree? How many times a week? How many gallons? How many minutes at a time? The answer is you have to check it. If the soil feels wet, don't put any more water. If the soil feels dry, it's time to water. So a tree is a living organism. There's lots of things that can affect them. And if you want to take care of your tree, it's important to have an ISA certified arborist. If you were sick, you wouldn't go to a second-rate doctor, you would go to the best doctor. So if your tree is sick and you want to take care of it, come talk to an ISA certified arborist. We can get you the right answers.